Hello guys and welcome. In this video we're going to be looking at the big update, or the big house update as it has been referred to. This is an update many of us have been waiting many months for, and it's finally here. So this video is going to be looking at the additions, the removals and the changes, looking at in depth, and just seeing what's up, seeing what the update is all about. On a side note, I am a full-time streamer. I am streaming culling for 6 days a week, 6 hours a day minimum, probably a lot more in the following weeks. If you do enjoy the content and want to see more, make sure you come over to my stream and check it out. Maybe you enjoy it. Anyway, without any more time wasted, let's get straight into it. As you can see, when you immediately join up the game, you can see the UI is completely changed. Everything's very, very different, unique, new, fresh. You've got some nice depth of field going on. The last UI was pretty good, but pretty basic, so congratulations, Taco, for the new UI. It looks amazing. Allegedly, the matchmaking has been improved. The tutorials have had a massive overhaul. The basic and advanced tutorial have both changed. On the basic one, it shows the shoving mechanics, push mechanics, blocking mechanics, attacking mechanics, and shows you how to properly attack people. And for the advanced tutorial, it shows all the items and how they work. And so now there's a shooting range, a melee range, and a crafting area. Obviously, one of the big deals in this update is that we have the Cole County Correctional map implementation. So that is the second map this game has ever seen. So obviously it's going to take a little while to explore. It will have the normal things such as the culmination, loot spawns, airdrop pads, green crates, all the usual stuff you'll see. Speaking of which, the island, the map we've been playing for months, has had some slight changes. As you can see, there are some chairs, some new desks, extractors in these rooms. The airport tower has been renovated and cleaned out. And just some small minor changes across the map in general. The culling now has 8 different modes and ways to play. You have the classic Battle Royale, the 16-player free-for-all on the island that we've known for a long time. You have the classic Cole County Correctional, same thing but on a different map. The classic teams on the island, as we all know, classic teams on Cole County. Lightning round, 8-player free-for-all on the island, and very nice, quick and speedy. I'll go on to that in a second. You have the lightning rounds at Cole County Correctional as well. Lightning round teams, so 2 players obviously, on the island, and then 2 players on the Cole County Correctional for the lightning rounds as well. Additionally, lightning rounds have been reworked with new airdrops and rules. So we now have a quick play button that'll put you in a general queue and queue up into any of one of the 8 possible game modes. Some of the exciting stuff, we do have some new match events that have been added in. So we have Shake and Bake, Gold Rush, and Drop Your Bridges. For some reason, they seem to be quite rare events. I haven't actually seen any myself, apart from the Drop Your Bridges twice. The Shake and Bake, basically the sun gets very hot and you have to get inside, otherwise you start losing damage. You have the Gold Rush, where a golden crowbar spawns in the middle. You have to go and get it, and then open up a golden crate in the middle, which contains a deadly chainsaw. And then you have the Drop My Bridges, where you can call a free airdrop. At the event start, the bridge will actually collapse. You have to turn it back up and then call your airdrop for free. So basically, at a specific time, the bridge will collapse and you can then reset it and call your airdrop for free. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of action there and a lot of heat and tension. So now there is a bunch more customization in the game. We can customize the look of any airdrop and hollow spawner weapon you call in. Players will enter you to stab them to death. If they kill you and steal your pretty weapon, you have nobody to blame but yourself. We now have culling cards, which have the Battlefield-esque style to it. Unlockable banners to show your dead opponents your personal flair. Be warned though, some include potty humour. Also, something that's been that was leaked quite a while ago is the taunts. We can finally taunt this game now. We have a bunch of taunts, as you can see on the left hand side. They are very customizable, and there's a few to unlock still, I think more in rarity and whatnot. We now have victory celebrations. In the old patch, when you win a game, it would just say victory, and then you get back to the main menu and queue again. This time they've added a podium where once you win, the whole server can see you stand there and glow. So that's good news for me, because I win 99% of my games. Okay. No, but seriously, I do. A thing I've wanted to see for a long time is that we're actually adding in player stat tracking. So that's kills, wins, playtime, and all that stuff. So we can actually see, you know, all the interesting stats that I've been wanting to know. So with the Big House update, we do have some new weapons. We have the pike, the yari, the pitchfork, the survival axe, and then as a few trap things, we have the steel counter-drops and the steel pungy sticks. As for the juicy stuff, this is the combat changes in the recent update. Some of you may not agree with it. For a lot of people, it is very controversial, but these are the changes regardless. So we have blocking melee attack imparts a weakness wound on the attacker. The wound lasts for 3 seconds, reduces damage dealt by 50%, and reduces block effectiveness by 50% as well. Players who have the weakness wound cannot apply it to others. So that's obviously quite a big change. It does change the combat significantly. We're just going to have to see how that plays on in the future and see how it changes the combat meta in general. There has been some general optimizations also for the game. For minimum spec PCs, it should be a lot easier to run the game now. Additionally, the Unreal Engine has been updated to a newer one. They've removed the setting and ability to turn off shadows. The player movement speed has been reduced by 10%. It was originally upped by 10% in the last patch, so they've basically put it back where it used to be. They have reduced the overall duration of blindness wound to 6 seconds. Previously it was on 13 seconds. It's to make things like anger octopus or smoke bombs not quite as viable, and not like such a big game changer in a fight. You could use it, put it on the ground once, and it would completely flip the fight in a very cheap and easy way, to be honest. So players no longer stumble or briefly lose movement control when struck with melee attacks. Now this has been quite a big deal for a long time. It did feel like when you were getting attacked severely, you kept getting jab, 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 charge. You kind of get in the stun lock, but you can't really move or do anything. You kind of felt slower, and you couldn't get out of the stun lock. So they've actually removed that in this patch. A small adjustment has been made to the steel pipe. Charge damage reduced from 24 to 22 damage, and also the pipe wrench charge damage has been reduced from 27 to 25 as well. And to go alongside that, the basher perk, which reduces the bludgeon charge time, has been decreased to 15%, and previously was at 30%. Also, some tier assignments have been shuffled for the several weapons to have more equal variety across tiers. Additionally, the ammo capacity for bows has been increased from 12 to 15. The punji stick and caltrop immunity period has been changed from 3 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Crosshairs are now visible whenever a weapon has been held. Previously, it was just the bow, and for a long time it was just nothing at all. So the block angle has been increased by 18%. When you do block, you kind of get this invisible hitbox shield around you. That'd be it. So that's been increased by 18% on the edges. A small experimental thing is that the damage dealt numbers are now appearing in the HUD. So on the bottom left, where there's usually the health and stamina, you'll see the numbers and the damage you're inflicting onto an opponent that you're facing. Stun guns have now been reintroduced. For a long time they were gone, but now they can be found in lockers. Also, they've added in XP and level, so once you reach each level, you'll then be able to unlock a airdrop crate. Anyway guys, that concludes the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, check out my Twitch on Twitch. Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching the video guys, appreciate it, have a good one.